this core memory of summer. Not a moment, but a feeling. It's the sunlight hitting my room at 10 in the morning, and the quiet promise that the day belonged only to me. You grow up thinking that feeling is a permanent part of the season, something you'll always get back. But now, 10 in the morning is the gentle rock of a train car, and the world blurring past the same window. And somehow, we've traded endless days for a 5 p.m. clock out. And it left me wondering, is that feeling gone forever? So this summer, I decided to go looking for it. Not in a big adventure, but in the small things. The search began on a Friday night at the Chinatown night market in downtown San Francisco. Summer in San Francisco usually still means a lot of fog, so yeah, it was a very foggy night. It was packed, kind of chaotic, and way more expensive than the night markets in Taiwan. But somehow, it had that familiar feeling of summer. The people, the dancing, the music. Even though I was freezing by the end of the night, I was happy.
When I had this crazy dream, I'm waking up in your house on a San Francisco street. We tune out all the nasty weather, and it's something funny, you and me.
There was this elderly group of men playing all sorts of instruments, and I wish I got a better shot of it, but they had old photos displayed. Yeah, these guys, they've been here for a long time. I wonder how they feel now, with all the tourists and events like the night market. It's different from what it used to be, I'm sure. They're probably happy, smiling and sharing music with strangers. And of course, Dad had his own stories to tell about Chinatown too. And if you've seen that video, you'd already know them. I already poured my heart into that one. That night was a reminder of the big communal memories that make a summer. But there are also the quiet ones. This is my childhood bedroom, so I've accumulated a lot of stuff. Something I loved about summer when I was little was buying new notebooks, folders, and binders for the new school year. Clean, blank pages, no dents or water spills yet. I loved that feeling of starting over. And I wanted to feel like that again, so I redid my room. And I already did a makeover when I moved back home a couple years ago, so I've gotten rid of the mismatched furniture and a lot of random things already. But still, I don't have enough storage. I ended up buying this IKEA shelf I'd seen in a lot of cute rooms on Pinterest and TikTok. And using that shelf as inspiration, and after lots of planning, I decided on a new floor plan. The feng shui is definitely off, but honestly, I didn't have much of a choice. My room is on the smaller side. Shout out to my boyfriend for spending his entire weekend visiting me in San Francisco to help move my furniture around. So, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I have so much storage now, and the layout feels really cozy. And it kind of made me feel like I was getting ready for a new school year again. That feeling of a fresh start, it made me want to step outside my usual routine, even if it was just for a day. I don't really go out much on weekends anymore. Going to the office 5 days a week means I'm always tired by Friday. But one place I did want to go back to this summer was Japantown. I used to be a lot more outgoing when I was younger, trying new restaurants, meeting friends, always wanting to explore. Now, even going somewhere familiar feels like an adventure. I've been to Japantown so many times, but I always go straight to this ramen place called Marufuku. It's really good. But this time, I told myself to look around a little, and we ended up choosing yakitori. I've never actually had yakitori before, but it's just meat on a stick, so it's still not very adventurous. But still, it was a small step. And after eating, we had to walk through some of the shops, of course. I remember back in high school, I wanted to buy literally everything in Japantown. But now that I'm an adult, I rarely end up actually buying anything. It was just really nice to be there, to walk slowly and to look around. And for now, I think that's enough. I did end up getting one blind box though. Out of all of these, my favorites are the white and the pink one. My least favorites would be the yellow and the green, I think.
No, I haven't looked yet. Oh, it's the pink one!
Oh, so cute!
Oh my god.
Oh my
it's
god.
perfect.
It's kind of expensive.
It's okay, at least you didn't pay $30 for one you didn't like.
Finding summer on a quiet weekend, that's one part of the story. But most of it takes place against the backdrop of a normal workday. And realistically, summer with a 9 to 5 just means making the most of each day. My long-distance boyfriend was visiting, so I brought him to the office with me as a guest. And my teammates get to see him too every time he visits. And it's always so nice to have him there, an extra head in the office. Five days in the office is pretty tough, although I guess I've gotten used to it by now. I am really lucky to have a great team though. My teammates are kind, and my manager's great, and it's way less draining when I don't have to put on a corporate mask. I do feel pretty comfortable being myself at work, and it's something I'm thankful for all the time. And on a rare day, I can trade the office view for a change of scenery and finish the last few hours of work from home. And once the laptops were finally closed, we decided to step outside and make the most of the remaining daylight together. I think small things like this make life feel lighter. It tells us everything is okay right now, and that's important because being okay is a privilege. I didn't do everything I planned this summer, but I did make space for the small things, and somehow that felt like enough. And maybe this is what summer becomes when you grow up. Not long stretches of time, just small days that feel like they matter. And maybe summer isn't hiding and summer doesn't disappear. It just grows up with you.